U.S. Springfield Model of 1866, otherwise known as the second model Allin conversion. This was a 50-70 weapon, an improvement on the 1865 Springfield, which used a 58 caliber rimfire cartridge. Now the 1866 is essentially an 1864 Springfield rifle musket that has been upgraded by the addition of the Allin conversion breech to a breech loader. Otherwise, it remains dimensionally the same as any rifle that fought in the war between the states, at least the Springfield models. You can see it remains in original condition. They were issued in the bright. That is not a blued weapon that's gone silver, that is actually polished steel. And they sleeved the 58 caliber musket barrel. I don't know if you can really see the sleeve there. I'm going to try to show it. They sleeved it down to 50 caliber. You can just barely make out a seam in there. Kind of hard to make out. Well, take my word for it, it's there. These rifles were used in the early period of the Indian Wars until they were replaced later on by the 1873 models and later the 1868s and so forth. You can see this one has seen a bit of action. That is a bullet impact. Some lucky son of a bitch caught the bullet on the rifle stock and not on the guts, although it was probably fairly spent by the time it hit the weapon. The lock, of course, remains primarily as it was in 1864. The markings are the same. Let's have a look at the breech. We have the date marked on there. If I can get it to focus, which it does not want to do. There you go. 1866 with the Armory Eagle. The second Allin conversion. Very easy to operate, like any trapdoor. Flips up like that. You can see they simply cut right into the breech of the barrel. There is no actual receiver on this model. Breech block is simply mounted to the barrel with those two screws right there. Probably a very simple and easy modification. This was the last year of U.S. Springfield trapdoor that did not use a receiver. Sights are extremely rudimentary on these, typical musket sights. In a few years they would come up with windage and elevation adjustable sights, somewhat better than these, of course. You see, this is just a simple flip up, it's nothing fancy here. Well, they really can't do it one-handed, it's stuck with grease, but it just flips up to position. And here we have a cartridge. Where is it? This is the 50-70 government cartridge. I manufactured these myself for this rifle. Black powder, of course. It's a big pill. Take a look at the other side. We have a couple of stock cartouches. I don't know if we can see them really, but give it a shot. Right here. Few dings and dents, as you can see. This rifle has definitely been around. It was my understanding that a great many of these ended up being sold to the French in 1870 by Francis Bannerman and Son. where they were used, supposedly going to be used against the Germans in the Franco-Prussian War, but that actually didn't end up happening. The French did buy the weapons, but the Germans simply captured them after the war was over. It's from the dawn of the breech loader era. Everything was experimental at that time. This is the same period of time that the Snider was coming along, and various other designs in Russia and France to convert single-shot muzzle loaders to breech loader. And of course, these are among my favorite of all the U.S. military surplus weapons I own. The sling, of course, is reproduction. That is not an original sling, although it is in the proper style. (1866) Springfield. Second Allin conversion. And I guess that should do it.